Pain is the pathway to pleasure, and pleasure is the road that eventually and inevitably lead to pain. This isn't a quote from a famous genius in history. It's a simple conclusion I've arrived at as more studies have gone into the concept of pain, pleasure, and dopamine. We now know that the more we indulge in hedonistic pleasure, the more the pain chemicals our body secretes, and the more our dopamine levels drop below baseline. And with time, we become numb to the pleasure and become familiar with the pain in the form of boredom, depression, and mental fatigue. On the contrary, the more we expose ourselves to controlled pain, the more pleasure chemicals like dopamine our body secretes. So, as a general rule of thumb, the healthy dopamine sources are the ones we actually do something to earn. And the research has shown that people with healthy dopamine pathways are much more motivated, much happier, least likely to be depressed, and generally enjoy life more than people with messed up dopamine pathways. In this video, we look at 8 healthy dopamine habits you can start doing today that will increase your motivation and your overall sense of well-being. Habit number 1. Clean your room. If you've listened to Dr. Jordan Peterson at any point, I'm sure you've heard him talk about cleaning your room. What he's saying in effect is that if your life is chaotic and you're depressed and everything seems to be crumbling around you, you should focus on fixing the things you can, things in your control, no matter how small those things might be. Cleaning your room is a euphemism for accumulating small wins, so you'll get the dopamine and the motivation to tackle the bigger challenges. When you do something as mundane as successfully cleaning your room, you close the dopaminergic loop in your brain. You get rewarded with dopamine, which makes you feel good. And as dopamine is the precursor for the secretion of adrenaline, you also get rewarded with the energy and motivation to go after the bigger goals. Habit number 2. Sunlight exposure. Exposure to sunlight produces vitamin D, which triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin. On the surface, you might think that frequent exposure to sunlight is an easy habit. But this is a big issue for people living in regions that don't have sunlight around the year. Also, most people nowadays live sedentary lifestyles and don't go out much. Merely going out every morning and letting the morning sun shine on your face will increase your dopamine levels in a good way. Habit number 3. Regular HIIT exercises. When it comes to using the path of pain to get to a long-lasting and satisfying type of pleasure, nothing comes close to regular exercise. And the exercise that releases the most dopamine when it's done regularly is high-intensity interval training exercises. These are the exercises that involve high-intense bouts of workout with shorter or equal amounts of rest time. Habit number 4. Cold showers. Still on using controlled pain to get to dopamine, cold showers or ice bath is a good way to trigger instant release of dopamine. A study showed that when you take cold showers or ice baths, your body dopamine increases by 250%. Aside from releasing dopamine, habituating cold showers also wakes your body up, because the same study showed that a cold shower increased plasma noradrenaline by 530%. So if you're like me and your morning is a series of sluggish meandering up and down, making cold showers a morning habit helps you start the day off in a more energetic, alert, and motivated way. Habit number 5. Meditation. A dopamine video won't be complete without mentioning the habit of meditation. Meditation is about being present in the moment by focusing on an object of meditation. Since meditation is a practice in boredom, it somehow builds dopamine receptors that make you super sensitive to dopamine. So much so that when researchers tested the brain of meditators, they found that their baseline dopamine and receptor level is 65% more than that of non-meditators. Contrary to popular beliefs, it's not difficult to make a meditation practice stick. Just 5 minutes of listening to your thoughts without reacting or judging them counts as a viable meditation practice. Habit number 6. Increase your tyrosine intake. The building block of dopamine is amino acid, and a particular type of amino acid named tyrosine is found to trigger the production of dopamine in the body. Foods that are high in tyrosine include bananas, sesame seeds, and salmon fish. Eating these foods or snacking on them regularly will instantly increase your dopamine levels. Habit number 7. Listen to your favorite music. Researchers from McGill University in Montreal found that when participants in their study listened to music that gave them chills, their level of dopamine increased by 9%. The researchers reiterated that for this to work, it had to be music that the participants really enjoyed. So why not throw together a playlist of your favorite songs and name it your dopamine boosting playlist on your music platform? And the last but not least habit, get more quality sleep. Getting more quality sleep is not a habit that releases dopamine per se, but if there is anything that can hinder the release of healthy dopamine, it's sleep deprivation. If you're doing all the habits I've mentioned so far and you're not getting adequate quality sleep, none of them will work. If you suffer from insomnia, or if you do sleep but don't feel rested when you wake up, here's a video that shows you how to get deeper quality sleep in a step-by-step, easy-to-do approach. Also, aside from the healthy dopamine habits that we just discussed, there are some bad dopamine habits that can make your life miserable. These bad dopamine habits are so mundane and so harmless on the surface that you're probably doing them every day, without knowing the detrimental effects they're having on your quality of life. Here's a video detailing what those bad dopamine habits are, and some of them will come as a surprise to you. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.